All right, hello. So we are working on the 0.3b assignment today. We are graphing linear equations, which we've been doing, but the difference is today we're graphing from point slope form. So our learning target is I can graph lines from point slope form. So the entry task today is I would like you to try to graph this equation. So y minus 2 equals -3 times x plus 1. However, this is not something you've ever done in my class before, so I'm going to help you get started with this. So from this equation, if you think back of the assignment that you did on the last lesson, 0.3a, you were given a point and a slope, and you had to write it as in an equation like this. So we need to gather from this a point and a slope. So the point from this is -1 comma 2, and the slope is -3. So now that I've told you that, I'd like you to see if you can graph this. You can hit pause on the video if you want to try it on your own. Otherwise, I'm going to jump in and start doing it now. So the first thing I'm going to do is plot that point. So -1, 2 means I'm going to go left 1, up 2. Then my slope is -3. So from there, I have to go down 3, right 1 repeatedly. I can also go up 3, left 1. Don't really have a lot of room for that. But this is what this line looks like. Ruler. Okay, so this line should look like this. All right, but that was really quick. I'm going to explain it in detail in our notes today. I just sometimes like to do an entry task that is just kind of feeling out what your background knowledge is on this. So I just thought I'd throw this in here just to see if anybody knew how to do it ahead of time. So for our notes, again, we're graphing lines from point slope form. So I'm going to write out point slope form. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And from point slope form, we can gather a point. And the point is going to be x1 comma y1. And we can gather the slope. The slope is going to be the m. Okay, so when you start each problem today, I would like you to start by seeing if you can figure out what the point and the slope are. So I'm just going to highlight so you can color code everything. So you look at these two numbers to get the point, and you look at the number in front of the parenthesis to get the slope. Okay, so we're going to be doing two examples here. Example 1 is y minus 1 equals 5/3 x plus 4. So I'm going to start by figuring out what the point is. So if I look here, the point, it's the x and the y. Now here, where this x is, I now see a positive 4. But you might remember from the last lesson, we need to change this sign because the original form of the equation has a minus on it. So when we see a plus, it really is the result of subtracting a negative. So we're going to put -4 for our x coordinate. And then the y is the number right here. And again, the minus is part of the original form of the equation. So the y itself is just that 1. So -4 comma 1. And then the slope is the number in front of the parenthesis. So in front of this parenthesis is 5/3. All right, so now I'm going to start plotting my points. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to plot this point, -4, 1. Oops, that went a little crooked. My bad. All right. So -4 means I go left 4, up 1. So from 0, 0, count left 4, up 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right there. And I usually do this first point darker than the other ones. That way it's clear to whoever's looking at my work what was the first point that I plotted. Then my slope is 5/3. So from there, oh, I don't know if I gave myself enough room. I need to count up 5, right 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I don't have room to do that. But luckily, when I'm doing slopes, I can always go 2 directions. And so I'm going to go down 5, but then I have to go left 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. So here's my second point. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and draw my line. If that didn't make sense to you, you might want to re-watch the video on slope where I explain that in more detail. But every slope can go forward or backward. So if I'm supposed to go up and right, the backward version goes down and left. Okay, so that is the line. Let's try example 2. So example 2 is going to be y plus 3 equals negative parentheses x minus 1. So I did change this one from one of the classes that I did the notes in because this comes up in the assignment today and there were lots of questions on it. So I just kind of modified one of the examples here. So again, we're going to start with plotting our point. So the point is +1, -3. And the slope is this negative sign right here. So if there's no number there, I can put -1. And if I want to make it a fraction, I can make it -1 over 1. All right. Okay, so I'm going to plot my first point, 1, -3. So that means I'm going to go right 1, down 3. So there's my first point. Right 1, down 3. After that, I use my slope to find more points. So from that point here, I have to travel down 1, right 1. And I can go backwards. These slopes of 1 just go diagonally along your XY axis. So if it's a -1 slope, it goes this direction. If it's a +1 slope, it goes diagonally that direction. Okay, let's draw this line. Oops, that did not draw. Let's try it again. There we go. So there is example 2. All right, so that should be everything you need to know to be able to complete assignment 0.3B. Please let me know if I can do anything else to help you out.